Hey guys, this is Mr. Phil coming to you from Christ Central Kids. So glad that you could join us, even though it is really quiet up here without you guys. We miss you. We can't wait to be back together. And I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun stuff planned for when we get to come back. But until then, it's great that we can at least communicate and do some teachings through these videos. So we're really glad that you're here, and I'm really going to enjoy doing this video, but don't tell Pastor DJ, because at the end it might get a little messy, and it might break rule number 1. Maybe not, but it might. We just don't know yet. But today, I want to talk to you a little bit about fear, and about the protection that we're offered by God, so that we don't have to be afraid. You see, right now, everything's kind of in chaos. People are doing things that they don't normally do. We don't normally stay home all the time. You don't miss school all the time. You definitely don't miss church all the time. But here we are. Everything's different. It might be a little scary, and that's okay. But one thing that you can remember is that we always have God with us, no matter where we're at. And as long as God's with us, there's really no need to be afraid. And there's a great Bible verse in Isaiah that illustrates that. In Isaiah 41:10, it says, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand." And that verse gives me so much comfort, knowing that no matter what I go through, I don't have to be afraid. God is there. And the Bible is filled with these verses. David writes in Psalms that even when we're going through the valley of the shadow of death, we should fear no evil. There's lots of verses about not being afraid. And the more we learn God's Word, and the more we apply it, it turns out better for us in the long run, no matter what situation we're going through. You see, as Christians, we get to put on what's called the armor of God. And this week, we want you to read Ephesians 6:10 through 18, where it talks about the armor of God. But for our illustration, I have 2 candies here, and they both look the same. But because one has protection and one doesn't, they're going to react differently in situations. And you see, sometimes that's how it is in life. Because even though we have the armor of God, we don't walk around wearing a helmet or carrying a shield or carrying a sword, although that would be pretty cool if we could do that. Or maybe not the sword, that might scare people even more. But in these situations, let's see how they react. That wasn't much of a reaction. Let's try some more. Well, obviously, having protection makes a difference. But what happens if we have a darker situation? Because even though we all go through the same storms in life, because let's face it, just because we're a Christian doesn't mean that we're going to avoid going through hard times. Doesn't mean we're going to avoid going through dark times. That's what David was talking about in Psalms that we just discussed. But you see, even in dark times, there's a difference when you're wearing the armor of God and you're protected and when you're not. So how do we put on the armor of God? How do we know that we're protected? We do it by having a close relationship with God. We do it by praying. We do it through our worship. We do it through reading and studying His Word. If we get up every morning and just read 1 or 2 verses, we put on this suit that nobody can see. You can't see the difference until we're in a reaction. And speaking of reaction, see what we can create over here. Alright, remember at the first of the video where I said we were going to get a little crazy? Well, remember, this is why you need to be wearing the armor of God, because you're going to be put in bigger, dangerous, darker situations. You can be protected or not. And this is what happens when you're not protected. Wasn't that crazy? Do you see the big mess? I hope Pastor DJ doesn't see this before we're done. Whew. Wasn't that fun? But don't tell Pastor DJ. Wait, he'll probably see it. But don't tell him we did it here. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this. Please continue to check out our videos on our YouTube channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Go to our ChristCentralKids.tv. We have lots of videos there. We're going to continue to post things to stay connected during this time. And we really can't wait to see you again. Until then, this is Mr. Phil. Love you guys.